What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and this is a pretty interesting case because there are actually a lot of big YouTubers out there that, it's funny, like, there are a lot of YouTubers who have millions and millions of subscribers that I've never even heard of, and this particular one is that. I only just heard of him because he is facing 500 years. 500 years in lockup. Let's get it in the story. So the YouTuber goes by the name Omi in a Hellcat. I'm assuming, probably referring to the vehicle he likes to drive. And his name is Bill Omar. I'm not going to I'll mess up his last name for sure. He's been detained on investigation found into several fraud and piracy scams. The creator has 792,000 subscribers on YouTube, gaining popularity by showing off his countless luxury vehicles, priceless jewelry, and dozens of properties around Pennsylvania. Some side projects have been investigated by the Department of Justice, leading to him and two other men being indicted with federal charges. Omi operates a website that provides broadcast TV channels for a pay-as-you-go fee. The legality of the website has been under investigation for some time, as seen in a video posted on the channel back in June. Now, if you look at his channel, this is probably, probably a case of somebody not understanding the law exactly, thinking they can be good. Thinking they'll be fine. But you see here, he's got a baby on the way, 800,000 subscribers. Seems like a relatively active channel. But I don't think he got his money from YouTubing. I think he got his money from this side project. On September 21st, the feds indicted him on 62 counts, including 19 of public performance of a protected work, essentially copyright laws, 6 counts of wire fraud, among other crimes. In a statement released from the DOJ, acting U.S. Attorney Jennifer Arbitier Williams, Arbitier, for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania said, these defendants are charged with engaging in a massive years-long scheme to steal copyrighted content, which is a serious federal crime. If convicted on all counts, he faces 514 years in federal pound-me-in-the-rear prison. Now, according to Philadelphia local news, who was able to interview Ami after he posted bond, he said, "I found a loophole. I ran through it, and I did great. There are other colleagues in the same business I was in, and they never got in trouble with the FBI." Well, as we know, with these particular cases, with piracy, I don't know how old you might be, but if you're old as me, you might remember the satellite TV boxes where you would get, you would have a satellite and then you'd have a decoder card. And then, so you used to have these decoder cards. Before that, there was the black box. Before that, I don't know, physically taking the cable and connecting it. There's always been a lot of ways that people have gamed the system. Usually, the government stays out of it. But once money starts trading hands, that's where things get different. I remember, does everybody remember the whole, back when like LimeWire and Kazaa and all these things were really popular, all the stories about Disney, suing little 10-year-olds who, got all the Disney films off these things. So a lot of companies will vigorously protect their copyright. Generally, they're not going to go after one person, doing it. Once you're making money off it, which apparently this person did, then they bring down the house. Along with other charges, Omar is also accused of transforming his gains into various assets, causing dozens of properties around Philadelphia and more than 50 vehicles to be seized, despite attempts to hide them. While the time frame for his lockup is unknown, he told Fox 29 in Philadelphia that he has already moved to other business ventures while his case has moved through the system. I'm going to guess that he's probably going to do some time. 514 years, that's probably unlikely. Probably not going to live that long. He says, I don't think I ever did anything wrong. Obviously, I was running businesses wide open in the public. Now we're going to have our day in court. Fresh out of federal custody with a camera in hand, and the social media influencer spoke to Fox 29 outside of his home, where he was dotted nearly a dozen high-end Mercedes, Jeep, Dodge vehicles. One neighbor called his home the car dealership. So you're saying you're completely innocent of these charges, asked Fox 29. Not completely innocent would be a false statement. Ignorance is no excuse of the law, he said. He claims past accountants and tax preparers got him into tax trouble. He claims from 2016 to 2019, and two partners created this multi-million-dollar TV streaming empire. He claims his company stole and retransmitted cable signals from companies like Comcast, Verizon, Fios. Subscribers would pay $15 a month for access to premium cable channels, on-demand movies, and pay-per-view events, according to the indictment. I don't know on what planet he would have thought that this was okay. I mean, there's ignorance to the law, and then there's like, what probably happened is he started it, doing it, think he was getting away with it for a while. All of a sudden, the money started coming in, and, he stopped thinking logically. The idea is that he's going to walk away from this. I mean, he's going to be broke. He's going to lose it all. That's a fact. He says, I found a loophole, I ran through it, and I did great. There are other colleagues in the same business I was in, and they never got in any trouble. Doesn't matter. He says he knew an arrest could be imminent. Back in November of 2019, his sprawling home was raided by agents who hauled away more than $35 million in assets. The government confiscated dozens of properties around Philadelphia and more than 50 vehicles, including a Bentley, a Tesla, and a Rolls-Royce. Facing decades in prison, the former dealer from North Philly turned millionaire says he's already moved on to other business ventures while his cases go through the system. Did I blatantly just ran away from the law and try to evade? None of that stuff. I've never done, he said. This guy is going to do a lot of time. He seems ignorant to that fact, or perhaps he's trying to put up a brave front, but I don't think the federal government is playing here. You're talking about getting 512 years. In the past, there have been, people that have done these types of things with their, cable boxes. And, I don't know if they really went away for a very long time. But the difference here is this dude was making millions, tens of millions of dollars. And Comcast, Verizon, Fios, Time Warner, HBO, they're all going to want a piece of that. They're all going to get a piece of that. And then the federal government is going to make sure that they get their time. This isn't the first time YouTubers have gotten into trouble in the past. In fact, we can look at Mona Lisa Perez, a makeup and fashion vlogger who now uploads videos of herself giving advice. And, this was somebody who, her boyfriend got locked up. Remember that? Where they like, oh, I'm going to hold this thick book. And, I'm gonna use a weapon and it's not gonna penetrate the book, except it did, and he died. You had, Ryan Stone back in that days, the Stokes twins. Money, I think, makes people remember Stanislav, the guy that locked his girlfriend outside, and she didn't survive it, for $1,000 super chat or something like that. There's a lot of YouTubers that get involved in this kind of stuff. Clout is already, insane. This guy says, I'm going to go to jail for a few years. He said in a video posted after the raid. The video has been viewed by nearly 2 million times. Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe people just don't care about jail. It's a different culture, a different mindset, I guess. To me, freedom is kind of a big deal. And I don't know. What do you think about this? Do you think he's going to actually do any time? Do you think that, the government is going to just make an example of him and put 512, what was it exactly? 512 years? 514 years Do you think he'll do any actual time, or do you think they'll just take all his money and make him poor? I think he's probably going to do some time, but that's just my opinion. I'll be interested to hear your comments in the comment section down below. If you haven't yet, I'll follow this case just like I do many others. Click that red subscribe button down below the video, and we'll talk to you again real soon.